Well, so here we are, February 4th, and second coat of plastic is on the greenhouse. I got some sandbag and final tie down stuff to do along the edges here. Just got it pinned with logs for now. But the main section is done, all the spacers are on. We're all pulled through the doors and blocked in place so it won't pull off. And it's staying much toastier in here now. Very nice. So, of course, as always, working on a super cheap budget. Basically, I have to source materials for free. But I managed to do that. I used one sheet of 2-inch 8 by 4 foot 2-inch styrofoam. And, that's our leftover materials from the project. Seriously, that's it. So, good efficiency on material usage. Back outside here quick. Give you a little walk around. Now you can see I basically just took with a table saw and ripped 2-inch wide sections of the 2-inch foam, and we screwed them on with metal roofing plates I could use for tar paper, and that's really all there is to it. Basically just something to stretch the plastic over to keep the spacing, to give the insulation factor without having to use an inflator. Again, the goal of this project is no power input capable. We have a greenhouse that is independent of grid power altogether. It doesn't require solar power. It doesn't require expensive panels and all that kind of stuff. As much as I'd love solar power, panels and batteries aren't cheap. And since I'm a broke guy, we make do with what we have. But fortunately, I had a friend who was nice enough to sponsor the second layer of plastic for me, and it's on. I can tell you that it's working really well. It takes almost no stoking to keep this place cozy now. Of course, we've had warmer weather lately, but we're scheduled to have cold weather again. I think the end of this week into early next week. We're going to be down into 13 degrees again. And so we'll get a good test. Obviously there's a little tightening to do there. You can see a couple spots where it's sagging, but that's all comes down to just tightening this up and getting our sandbags in place. But so it came out good. Went on fairly easy. The hardest part was the top ridge one, getting up there with a ladder without slipping or falling or tearing any plastic underneath. But we now have 2 layers of 6mm UV protective, IR reflective plastic on, greenhouse type, and we're insulated all the way around. So came out good, and I thought our channel viewers would want to check it out. So that's that. And I decided on the ends for a good seal to actually pull through to the inside. And you'll see it's tacked in blocks on the inside to pin it in place all the way down. It goes all around the doors like that. And then these leftover sheets that you would ordinarily end up cutting off and having to fit to a door actually end up making great flaps, and it closes all on its own. So if you have the door off, like I do right now for maintenance, you still don't have an air leak. You still have a nice warm greenhouse. It's about 50 degrees out right now. Stove hasn't been on at all today. We haven't had any sun out today really to speak of either. And right now it's 64 degrees in. The other thermometer's not so hot up top. That thing's a little off. But in at center, we're at 64 degrees. Things are growing well and happy. I just gave everything a good soaking with the hose last night while I was over here. Lemon tree is coming along nicely. It's very happy. Beautiful flowers. I wish there was a way to scratch and sniff these for you, because these things just smell so incredible. Olive tree is doing well also. So is aloe vera. Well, everything's doing well pretty much. Guess I should show you the baby lemon trees. These are all coming along very nicely now. These were started from seed last February, and this is a year later, and they're 1-year-old trees, and they're growing and happy and healthy, coming through. So all is well here at the Farmacy Seeds Network greenhouse. Upcoming, another friend of mine donated a Raspberry Pi, so we'll be putting in a remote temperature monitoring system initially, and then hopefully next year I can scrounge together enough parts to put full automatic controls on the stove here for automatic control by Raspberry Pi. And I'll probably put a big hopper in here, 4 or 5 foot high wood hopper that goes in place of the doors, and I'll be able to load it up and remote control it by Raspberry Pi, and that should give at least a full overnight, if not 2 days worth of heating for no stokes. Because when it's cold out with the single layer, it was a lot of stoking, but with the double layer on and automation, we should be all set. Obviously, Raspberry Pi can't be run on 0 power. Ultimately, the goal will be to run that on solar. Again, that'll have to wait until I can source a solar panel and battery bank for it. Anyway, that's the tour of the greenhouse. That's the new upgrades. It is February 4th, 2016. And I hope you enjoyed a little walkthrough through the greenhouse. Thanks for watching.